there are some things that we need to know, mostly when we are plating extended dreadlocks to kids. So you should always try to make sure that you don't do the same thing as we do the adult. Let's first do this.
Morris, the crochet master.
All right, yes, welcome. My name is Morris, the crochet master, and I would like to welcome everyone who is watching right now, wherever you are, and just know that I really do love you so much, and may God bless you. Just keep loving Morris, the crochet master, so that we also continue get to learn most of these hairstyles. So today in this video, like we have been doing the extended dreadlocks, but still I want us to first focus on how we can do these dreads for kids. How are we supposed to do them? So this time around, we always have the challenge of hair texture for our kids. Most of the times, like hair texture of our kids most of the times they're somehow weak, or you find some others that they're in the 4C type, and then it becomes very hard for us to do it. But this time around this was so challenging. Like she got her hair was really was very okay. Yeah, it had that volume. Yeah, it was very interesting. And now if you forget, you might start looking at the same way, the way we do the adults, and yet it's not supposed to, because there's always there is always the room of that space to for the kids, because we don't need to make them very tight like ours, the way we always do them. But still, even if ours are also not painful, but there's the way we are supposed to plait kids, because there are those ones with sensitive scalps, and then there are those ones who can always bear the those ones that are like us also. You understand? So now when we are plating these kids, we just have to make sure that, remember, like last time I told you, we have to make a 1/4 inch when we are doing our extended dreadlocks. It is the same thing like here. Still, you can always use that method. You use that method, though you should always be careful when you're plating. Now, like most of the times you might leave when you're plating, would I always advise, at least for them, we try to make sure that we don't overpack. We don't overpack the hair. Yes, because our kids, they always love playing. So sometimes if it is too packed, she may overplay, and that sweat, when she starts sweating, the way it can start itching her from inside, in the middle, it would start itching. So what I always advise, like, we shouldn't be to overpack them that much. We should always leave the space for the fresh air to enter. So that's what I can advise on that. And then another thing, when we're plating kids, now like hers, I got it was a challenge, because her hair was too packed, like for an adult person. So what I was supposed to do, since her hair is packed, still I had to make sure that in fact the arrangement that I'm using, not even the arrangement, the spacing is like for the adults, you understand. So what I'm have to do now, if if I realize that my lines that I have done that are becoming like the same of adults, what I always do, I reduce on the extension. I don't know if you're trying to get me. I reduce on the extension. So if I reduce on the extension, it means even if it is packed, but it's not going to show, like it's not going to be too much. You understand? Because trust me, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do something that is going to be favorable for her most of the time, like when she's going to like it is it is very something that is comfortable. That's what I'm trying to do. And then another thing, you can try to see here that I'm using the cross locking. The cross locking is because most of the time when the hair is the way the hair that can be, like when you lock it once, it cannot do what we always want to do. Like I didn't have that much okay, I don't know how I can explain. It had growth. It had growth, but because it is natural, it had growth. But the problem is, like they had over maybe like they had over blow dried it, so that's why we found I'm finding this challenge. So I'm trying to use the cross locking, but these others we can still use that video locking, because that one's also it is fine when it comes here in front. Because most of the time when it comes to cross locking, if you're not professional enough, you might find like you have overlocked it up to down. And that is the thing that I've been telling you, that please, whenever you're trying to lock these dreads, you should always leave that space, that inch, that quarter inch when you're locking it. Because if you make it lock, if you lock it up down, then it is going to be painful, and that's why people fear to do dreadlocks. But now, if I can be plaiting the kids and if we are plaiting the kids and they're not feeling that pain, then means we are trying to do something that is good. And another thing, let me try to make this clear. Most of the times you can lock, like most of the, like they said, the cross locking, the one I've been doing, that if you lock it that way and then you're trying to pass through the extension, so after finishing the dreads, remember we always first lock before we first lock. After putting the extension, then we come back and lock so when you find out that the how you locked behind with the other cross locking, it is tight, like you cannot lock again, please don't force it. You understand? Like if you come and you feel like you want if you find the space is not there, don't lock. Let me just show you the example here, that we are plating this way, like from up and down. This is how we do our dreadlocks, and trust me, it is very, very nice. And this time around we chose two color, we chose off black of Afro Kinky. And remember, like if this off color, it looks like the dirty color in a sense. So if now it is this, it is dirty, that means this is the kid. Well, even if she plays they play a lot, so even if she plays in the dust, still the color will remain the same. It won't show. Yes, it won't show. So now that's why we chose this color to do it. So when we're done with that, we're trying to see how we can get done. You see how you continue doing, it is the same thing, just like that. It's up and down, up and down. Yes, that is the method that we are supposed to use when we are doing this. And trust me, if you do that, you will get to know everything about the extended dreads. And remember, I told you. So here, when you come back to lock it and you find here it is tight, please don't force it. If you don't have that space where this braid can go through, you see. So now I feel like there's still some space that I can pass through. Now it is not that tight, but at least it is very, very okay. So as you're looking like that, if you find that there's no space, please don't force it. Just leave it the way it is. And maybe after some times, like when that person is going to do the repair, you can always lock it. But whenever you force it, most of the time the things happen, the dreads that are always in the middle, like in the middle, you find like the hair, maybe it was a lot, and when you're trying to lock it, it doesn't have the space. So if you find out that, please don't lock it, just leave it there and then, and don't lock it. It will be okay than bringing the pain and sorry, what we're trying to run away from. We're trying to run away from pain. So when you find those things that are difficult, they're going to bring the straining of the scalp, please don't do it. So this is what I was trying to show you. So when we're done, we get the email D. It's a Rivera product, emailed Amra, but I don't know. I'm trying to pronounce this oil. It is very, very interesting. Like most of the times, when you finish, like you drain this way, and then you apply it in the middle. It is very, very nice, protective, yeah, and it brings the growth, the hair grow healthy. So that's how it is. That's how it is. I don't know how I pronounce it, but it's emailed, emailed, just like that. It's a Rivera product, and if you love it, please go in the and watch the link in my description. You can always go there and you check it out. It's very, very nice, and it is very, very nice. Then after, you can even do that spray. Yes, most of the times when you feel like maybe the hair is dry, they even have that good spray. Very, very nice, and smells nicely. So you can always do it. It's for the Rivera product, and if you want the link still, you can go in my description, get that link. You will be able to get the products. They're very, very nice. So when we're done with that, you can see how I'm bringing it back. But one thing I want to remind you about this video: whenever we're doing kids dreadlocks, always we have to make sure that we observe the parts that can bring the painful. And then another thing, we don't supposed to overpack the hair. Yes, if you feel like the hair is going to be overpacked because maybe her hair was packed, then you reduce the extension. So this is what I got for you. So the question is, would you allow also your kid to plait dreadlocks, or maybe you still want to keep on changing? So please, you can always go in my comment section for those ones who have ever done the dreadlocks, and you tell me your experience. For now, I'm gonna sign out. May God bless you all.